Now, AEW also signed William Regal. What's his value, Rick, as a non-wrestler? Obviously a great promo.
Well, I didn't even know that he had gone, though. I saw him last week. My first reaction is, what did Hunter say? Good Lord. They were such close friends. I don't know. It caught me off guard, but I certainly am happy for Steve Regal. He's got a great promo, and he brings a lot of authenticity to the product. I mean, he's an authentic guy. He's a man's man. The guys respect him. And the words that come out of his mouth, his promo last week was fantastic.
Yeah, and then he apologized on Twitter because he went too long. That's being a real pro, isn't it?
I wouldn't have bothered him. I would never apologize on Twitter.
Well, I'd never apologize if I'm William Regal for talking because everybody wants to hear him talking.
It was really good.
Now, Regal's also a great teacher of wrestling. Had a big role in that regard in NXT, and he can verbalize it. He makes teaching it accessible and easily understood, and I think there's a strong value in that, especially with the young guys for AEW. If you go to him, he'll make it clear what should happen.
Exactly, and he probably can still do it.
Oh, no question.
I'm not sure what his health status is, but physically, I imagine he could still probably do it if he had to. He's a great guy.
I think in short spurts, yeah, he could. I know he had a few health problems back.
No, I don't mean wrestle in the ring on a show, but wrestle with the guys he's teaching.
That's what I meant too. Yeah, I think he could too. He had some health problems in 2018, but he says he's, totally over those. So I think he's a great addition. And like I said, I will always have time to listen to him talk.
What were his health issues in 2018?
Not specific. I'm not sure, but just he referred to them on Twitter, and that's his business. But he says he's 100% now. Now, in that vein, Rick, would you be a good teacher? How many wrestlers have you had direct impact on? I think you probably would be.
Well, I have a lot of impact on wrestlers that you're familiar with. I mean, the guys I helped along the way. I basically was started with Ricky, and then I went from Ricky to a couple of different guys, and then Sting came along, and I had the privilege of working with him a lot when he was first starting, Luger. I think in singles matches, I was able to help Ricky Morton, who had just been a tag team guy most of his career. No, first of all, if someone wants to learn, I can talk to anybody. It's the guys I think they know too much that I have a hard time working with it, or even like I've said this before 1,000 times. If somebody asks my advice, and I give them my advice, and they walk over to somebody their age group or somebody else that knows nothing about wrestling, to ask their opinion, then they've lost me.
Yeah, and
or if they turn on the internet to have somebody that just that's what it is. But the internet, unfortunately, it is brutal how much attention the guys and the girls pay to the internet and comments that are made.
Well, that dates back to WCW. That's where it all started, when we started doing all the internet stuff there.
Yeah.
I mean, we had that audio show, and the guys in charge paid attention to it, too much attention to it.
Yeah, pretty soon everybody's great or everybody's terrible. I mean, it expands, just reacting, and fans, of course, they're going to interact. They're right, and it's their privilege. But that should never have a wrestler or put a wrestler or help them determine how successful he is in what he's doing. Talk to Vince McMahon, talk to John Laurinaitis, talk to Tony Khan, go ask Arn Anderson. I mean, ask people that know. Tony Blanchard. I mean, there's a lot of guys around that are available that can give a good young wrestler some good advice.
Who would you say is the best teacher of wrestling you've encountered? I have my idea, but you go.
The best teacher of wrestling that I've ever encountered.
Yep.
Going back to when I started?
Anytime from then till now, Nate.
The best teacher I can tell you who gave me a lot of advice was Nick Bockwinkel.
I believe that. And I knew him briefly. He
Yeah.
just
Nick, I don't know. There's two ways there's two ways to look at it. When I broke in, I needed Vern Gagne and Ray Robinson to make me tough to understand what I was about to go through the next 50 years. If I hadn't had my ass kicked by them 3 or 4 times, more like 10 times, I would have never survived the career that I've been involved in. You have to get the first part is true. That's so much the case now because it's a different story. But for me personally, if I hadn't had my ass handed to me and humbled to the nth degree, I don't think I would have made it to where I am today. So there's different ways to teach you. You can learn by listening, learn by actions that you actually, stuff to learn, bring. Oh, I'll tell you who else was a great teacher in wrestling. God, Fit Finley.
Yep, that was my pick right there.
Yep, Fit Finley with the girls is just phenomenal. Fit is he's got more patience than any man I live with. To sit there with the girls all day long and articulate, and the girls ask questions and he answers them. I mean, I've watched him. Dave is great.
Yeah, that's my pick. Just everybody I've talked to, including Ashley,
Yeah,
your
yeah,
daughter,
yeah.
Fit Finley. I mean, the
It,
job
it,
he's
it,
done
it,
with
took,
the
it, took,
women.
it took me a while to think of that, but I knew there was somebody I was missing. Dave Finley.
Well, I've had too many women, Nate, including your daughter, including Sasha. When I've interviewed them, Natalia just say that Fit Finley is the reason that women's division grew so fast and became so good.
I can believe that. He certainly had a lot to do with it.